Hey everybody, welcome to the city of Tokyo. I'm in the heart of the city and it is a scorcher over the last few days. We've had beautiful sunshine, but it comes with a price, heat. The entire country is going through, I guess, one final heat wave, maybe. We could have more, but we've been seeing year over year the summers getting hotter and hotter. I think that's like that everywhere, but Japan in particular, it just feels even hotter with the humidity. But you know, I wanted to talk a little bit about this because this is very important based on a lot of you having to travel here and pack and prepare for it. September is supposed to be fall, but it doesn't feel like it, does it? I want to also take a look at the surface temperatures here. I have a surface temperature, I guess this is like a thermometer. Yeah, an infrared thermometer, I guess you would call it. We're going to take a look at some of the temperatures here on September 2nd, 2025. Put my glasses away, I can't even see the screen here. It is really hot outside. Whew. Let's take a look quickly at the landscape. You can see a lot of people have sunbrellas, these parasols, I guess you'd say. Businessmen dress down, a lot more shorts than there were 10, 15 years ago, which is interesting. Japanese are wearing shorts, or it could be just tourists. It's hard to tell unless you get really close to people. But most people are staying inside into the air conditioning. There's a lot of places in the city that have these water. You see, that's not steam, that's actually water being injected to cool down the skin to try to prevent heat stroke. We're seeing more and more places like this. If I take a look, NHK just reported about 15, how do I say this, like about 3 hours ago, they were talking about the Japan being officially the hottest summer on record. It's hot every year, but it just seems like it's getting hotter. Look at that poor polar bear. Why is he still out there? A lot of people have the sunbrellas in there, but the meteorologist for the station, Mr. O here, showed us that we hit record highs of 41.8 degrees Celsius, which is, I think it's 107 degrees Fahrenheit. And year on year, let's get I can put it a little bit bigger here for you. A 2 degrees Celsius, or what is that, like 5 degrees Fahrenheit about, increase every year. That doesn't sound right, but that's quite a significant amount. And he's kind of explaining it, that the Pacific Ocean is a lot warmer. There's a continentality, I guess the continent is a lot warmer, but we had 58 days this summer, or in this 5-year period, that were over 40 degrees. That's a pretty crazy stat. Let me go back to that. That's pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy right here. 58 days where we had temperatures over 40 degrees Celsius. That's over the course of the 5 years. That's really high. And if you could take a look at the data from before that, only 5 at the beginning of 1990, and that's just 35 years ago. So it is getting hotter. This is sort of a factual thing. I saw reported that Japan had its 3rd straight year of record heat in history. Walter writes in here, yes, they did, and you really can feel it. You really can feel it. This data is really fascinating. So this is around Japan. A lot of you might look down to the south. Kyushu and Shikoku are down there. Why is the hottest temperatures in the center of Japan? And the answer is, I'm not really sure. I think though that in Saitama you have the mountains bottling in the heat onto the west side there, and then you have the Pacific Ocean, the coast. The temperature just gets trapped there and it bakes. Like, you don't get a lot of cloud coverage because, again, the mountains, the Japanese Alps kind of cover that area, I believe. So maybe that's why it just bakes. Gunma Prefecture every year seems like the hottest place. Fukushima, Gunma, places where the mountains are on the coast, it just gets really, really hot compared to maybe where there's a breeze or more cloud cover, or other areas of Japan. But it's interesting that it's the center of Japan that has the hottest spaces here. The forecast for the rest of the summer does not look wonderful for the rest of the fall. Japan in September 2025 is forecast to have experienced lingering heat after a record hot summer driven by strong high pressure systems and global warming, with temperatures often remaining above 30 degrees. I don't know if I don't know what global warming really means. I just know that it's getting hotter. While northern states from Japan see the start of fall, southern areas will face continued risk of typhoons, bringing heavy rainfall. Be prepared for. I don't want to get into global warming because I know it's a political issue. This is not a channel about that. I'm talking about Japan temperatures here. It's a fact that it's getting warmer here. And humidity potentially similar to August, and stay updated on typhoon warnings. The question is, what do we do about it? There's a lot of debate on that. Continued summer heat records, again, the national average temperature over 2.3 degrees Celsius above normal. So I guess that's what they meant on the NHK broadcast. It's just about 5 degrees Fahrenheit more than normal. For every 5 degrees Celsius, it's 9 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's roughly, I don't know, double. A little bit less than double. So that's why I said 5 degrees Fahrenheit. Lingering high temperatures, the heat is expected to persist into early September, with daytime temperatures often exceeding 30 degrees Celsius, particularly in Tokyo and eastern Japan. This heat is linked to strong high pressure systems, particularly in the Pacific High, and the impact of global warming. If you're coming in the beginning of September, so this is what I think you should do. If you're coming in the beginning of September, prepare for it as though you were coming in Japanese summer. I think until about September 10th, you're going to have pretty much the same temperature as August. There'll be times where it gets cooler at night, but I can already tell by John's. There are guys in the reason why people are wearing coats. That's a good question here. White Cosmos High 7K writes in, people are protecting themselves from the sunshine and from getting too much sun. And actually, Japanese need more vitamin D3, so it would be a good idea to get more sun, but people wear jackets to kind of prevent sunshine. My wife does too. She'll cover up in the summertime, even though I'm telling her, get some more sun. You need some D3. Get your D3 levels up, but it's hard to do. Humidity is not so high right now, and I say that based on my sweat patterns. The temperature's hot, but the humidity, and this happens like every year around September 1st. It's not as bad as it was in the beginning of August, at the end of July. That's probably the peak. And around this time of year, although the temperatures are high, the humidity starts to decrease. All right, let's check this out here. So I want to check out the surface temperatures here. I think you can see it clearly. All right, so it's about 125. Okay, hold on, I can turn. It's 125 right now on the ground. That's pretty crazy in the sunshine. Let's see the metal here. This is right in the sun here. So the metal is not as hot. So the ground is, yeah, it's consistently 126 degrees Fahrenheit on the ground. It's interesting that the metal is not. Let's check out the shade. So in the shade, let's see what this rock is. 39 degrees, so it's cooler in the shade. 102. Isn't that crazy? And the shaded ground temperature is cooler. I guess this has maybe been in the shade a little bit longer. So 38 in the shade. Oh my goodness. All right, now let's see the surface temperature. All right, it is warm. This is really hot. Okay, let's check it out here. This is more in the sun on this side here. All right, you could bake on that. Wow. It's pretty consistent. I left my bike there, which isn't great. Let's go check out a couple of things here. Let's go in the center, where the most sunshine has been. Let's try this darker rock. Yeah. Does color matter? Yeah, a little bit. So the brighter color rocks are about a degree or So the darker color rocks are much, much, much hotter. That's pretty crazy. I bought this a few years ago because they said it's the hottest summer on record, and guess what? It is every year. I'm kind of glad I have this infrared thing. It just does surface temperatures, so I can use it for like my computer. I can use it for items to see how hot it is, and I use it for my cell phone. We were talking about mobile phone batteries exploding. I would use that for that as well here. Is that Andy's taxes? Andy's taxes! Go get a refresher if you haven't done so. I think I will. I don't know if there's a vending machine around this area though. Maybe we can have a look around with my bicycle, because I'm not supposed to park my bike here. It's just a temporary thing. 54 degrees, so if you were barefoot, and don't do this at home, you probably would burn your foot. Oh gosh, that is freaking hot. All right, don't do that. Don't do that. I don't wear a lot of sunscreen. I get darker skin anyways, so I try to stay in the shade and not get into the direct sunlight for very long. But I wear it if I know I'm going to be in the sunshine for an extended period of time, and I wore it on Mount Fuji for a little bit. But I don't typically wear a lot of sunscreen. I think I'm confused with sunscreen. I don't know which ones are safe anymore. They said that sunscreens aren't good for you, and then which sunscreens are. The copper tone is supposed to be really bad for you. It's like you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. So best thing to do is to really try not to get more than you need, and try to stay out of the sun as much as possible, especially if you're in Australia. It depends on what part of the world you are, but these days it doesn't matter so much. You really should. If you've got fair skin, you definitely, I think the evil of what is in the sunscreen is not as bad as getting skin cancer, which is a deadly. It can be very deadly. The Shinkansen's going by here. We can see it go by a couple of times. I'm interested in some of the metal. I guess we can go take a look around here. Illuminads, can it checks if my steak is medium rare? I bet you could bake a steak on the ground here, or at least crack an egg. If you wait until about, I don't know, maybe 2 in the afternoon after the rocks have baked it in, I bet you could. You're gonna need to put in some butter. Make sure it doesn't stick to the ground. All right, let's take a quicker look here. For those that are joining us, Japan has record heat. We hit almost 42 degrees Celsius in August, and that's not even with the humidity. That's not the heat index, that's just the temperature. If you add in the humidity, that's pretty brutal this summer. Those are all records. All right, I'm gonna get my bicycle. I have to get Iken's bike thing here. He's got a holder for smartphones. So we're gonna walk to the other side to the infamous big camera. Maybe we could take some more readings. And I can take a reading underneath there in the shade, but I'm on the 5G right now, so I'm a little bit worried about the signal. You can hear the trains above. I'm doing the walkthrough as well because you can get an idea of how people are coping. Super Mr. Crazy Man! Do you have Italian heritage? I do not. Daniel LaRusso did not, I did not get that from him except for my looks. My mother is from Mumbai, from India. And my father is from New York. And I'm from my mother. People say, where are you from? And I say, my mother. It gets a smile out of people. It's just a true story. And gosh, I got a really mixed background. I've got my grandmother on my father's side was from England, and my grandfather was from Germany. So my last name Daub is German. And now my son is half Japanese. So we're pretty mixed here. I've got some, I believe, some Polish as well in there. Some Kiwi. I don't know if that's a thing. I have some Kiwi. We've got family in New Zealand, I believe. I don't know, I bet it all comes from England. Thanks for asking. I've got a lot of family in India. All right, let's check the metal here. on this side. I feel more comfortable putting my bicycle here just for a little bit. All right, let's check out the blocks here. Let's try this metal manhole cover. What do you guys think here? All right, I'm gonna use this infrared on this manhole cover. Any guesses that you've seen on the rocks over there? Is it greater than 125 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 52 degrees Celsius, or less than? What do you guys think the temperature is gonna be of this manhole cover? Yoda Jedi writes in here 60 degrees. Jason writes in 58 degrees. We've got an auction going on here. Greater than writes in Barry. Les writes in T912938. 198 degrees Fahrenheit, 59, 135. All right, there's a lot of guesses here. 67. 89, really? Nobody has guessed 69. Peter's not here, I guess that's why. All right, let's see. Is the screen clear? Okay. Holy crap. I'm going to different places. It's 60. Can you bake on this? It's about 145 degrees Fahrenheit. Let's try this manhole cover over here. This one's not as hot. I'm checking different readings. 141, 141. This one is baking. This one looks a little bit thicker. 147. 63.5 degrees Celsius, 146 degrees Fahrenheit. All right, there you go. That's the record. I don't think we're gonna find anything hotter than that manhole cover. Yeah, these poles are not as hot. How about the asphalt's right here? Holy mackerel. 138 on the asphalt. It's been baking despite the fact that the buses are going by. It's 138 degrees Fahrenheit. I'd say 60 degrees. About 60 degrees. Holy mackerel. Hello. Oh, thank you. Hi.
We watch it from Australia.
Yeah. Hi.
We've got a channel, Nekawashi Japan. So
oh, you want to promote it to the people here? Do you want to? No?
Oh, a bit camera shy, but
I don't want to put you on the spot. There's a bunch of people watching.
We just saw you there and we've watched, because we've just come over because we're heading down to our Kaminka in Shimane.
Yeah, we just bought a house a couple of years ago down there. So
okay.
Renovating a Kaminka. So yeah.
How's it going?
Slowly.
Challenging for a 160-year-old house.
Yeah.
How much did you pay for it, if you don't mind me asking?
No, that's okay. It's about 30,000 Australian.
Okay.
Yeah. 35?
Yeah, I think 35 with taxes. So, yeah.
35 with taxes Australian, and how about the after costs? The costs still going,
well,
so
still going,
the final price is going to be double?
Probably.
Oh, at least. Yeah, at least.
Which isn't that bad,
it
but...
It wasn't for the price. We just fell in love with the house. It's really old and traditional. It's a sake brewery.
Yeah.
It's like really cool.
But, it was a sake brewery up until World War II.
That sold it, yeah.
And then, it's got a lot of history in the little village that we're in.
Yeah.
So,
near Hamada or closer to the north?
Matsuda City, it's called.
Matsuda, okay.
Yeah. So we're down
all right.
there. It's good because it has an airport there, so we can fly.
They say less earthquakes on that side, too.
It is.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely. Yeah, 100%.
Oh, touch wood, right? Touch wood. That's really good. It's lovely to actually meet you. We've been watching you for years. So.
well, thank you for that. I ran out of You Found Me cards. I'm sorry. I have them on order, but...
We've got that kind of... We don't want to...
How long are you in the city for?
Till tomorrow. We've managed to purchase a car, so we're just going to go and pick it up tomorrow.
Oh, great.
And drive down.
Drive back to Shimane.
Yes. So can't wait. Finally get a car. So
all
it's an
right.
interesting process. So we're still on tourist visas, so we've had to go through this whole building relationships, finding the right person that can do it for us, but we figured it out. So yeah.
Great. We'll keep in touch on it. If you use Instagram, keep in touch. Let me know how it's going. I'm always around the country. I might catch up with you on the other side of Japan.
All right.
Yeah, keep up the good work anyway.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys. That was nice. I'm sorry, I didn't want to put them on the spot because not everybody wants to be in a live stream video, so I'm a little bit cautious. So I typically will ask first. That's my so that's great. So they're building. If you missed the conversation, they're renovating a house that they bought in Shimane Prefecture, which is like the polar opposite of Tokyo. It's no Shinkansen lines on the other side. Probably Izumo is the airport that you would fly into to get to where they are. Beautiful area. Less earthquakes on the Sea of Japan side. But looks like, yeah, they paid 35,000 Australian, 30,000 Australian for the house, which is incredible. And they're renovating it. So a lot of people are doing that. You can find places out in the countryside and do that. Maybe we'll do more on the Akiya abandoned houses and stuff. But some really lovely people from Australia. Always big smiles. That was great. They've been watching for years. Foreigners can do that. I think you really need to. I mean, we just did a little stop and chat, but you need to have. I think they had an agent or they were working with somebody. Again, I asked them to keep in touch on Instagram because I love to hear the stories. And after you meet somebody, it's very cool to keep in touch, and you can follow up and stuff. But I think for a lot of people that are buying the Akiya, you really do need to have some sort of an agent or connection within Japan because there's a lot of stuff that will arise. And if you cannot speak Japanese, it's harsh. It is hard to do it. It's hard to do it. But they bought a new car here. Let's see. Yeah, it's pretty consistent. It's pretty consistently hot right now. Is there any other metal? So this manhole cover is the hottest, I think. Yeah, it's 60 degrees Celsius. So we've been seeing temperature swings. I guess I can you see that stop sign there? The stop sign is 38 degrees, so I don't want to go flashing a laser into people's eyes. I'm being very careful just to point to the ground, so I'm gonna put this away. So yeah, it's hot. So in the city of Tokyo, you get a lot of urban heat, which is, again, it's about 30 or 40 degrees hotter on the ground here, and this just check your bicycle seat temperature. What does that even mean? All right, I'm gonna check it here. Actually, that is really hot. That's really hot. That's really hot. I'm telling you, I did not have a burrito for lunch. I don't know why it's that hot other than that it's black, all right? I'm on the hot seat, literally. But the cities are typically hotter, and I'm telling you right now, Kyoto is freaking hot. You wanna know why? Because it's mostly streets. The one thing that shocks people is that Kyoto is in the middle of a city. Most of the tourist attractions, from Fushimi Inari to Heian Jinja and the Gion, is all streets and glass and reflections and heat. Kyoto is really hot. You got to get out to like West Kyoto to really get out of the heat. But once you get into where the trees are and the shade, I showed you, the temperature gets closer to body temperature. But right now, we're well above body temperature. And that's when you get heat stroke for extended periods of time, and it's the sun beating down on you. But just to tie this all up, I'd say despite the fact that the temperature might be higher right now, I still think that the end of July and the beginning of August is hotter because of the humidity. It's more dangerous because of the not just heat stroke, but also dehydration is an issue. And you can see I've been out here for a while. There is some sweat in my shirt, but usually it's a lot wetter. So we're starting to see the humidity break, but the temperatures are still really hot because the sun is brutal. And I bet you this phone overheats soon too. I should probably stay in the shadow of this sign. Stay in the shadow of this sign here. I'll keep the phone in the. I don't mind too much about me. I've got a better cooling system than my phone. Yeah, Nightshade Giggle is freaking hot. I need to get a little bit of sunshine anyways. Some good, vitamin D3 is good for your immune system and everything else. We today, too many of us are inside playing video games or watching TV when we should be outside getting as much sun, or getting enough sun. It should be the thing here. There you go. Any questions? It's not like a sauna out here. It's just the sun beating down and baking is what it is. I intend to get a iPhone 17 Pro next week, or at least reserve it. I don't know when I'm actually going to get it. I've had so many issues with it. I'm hesitant, but apparently that phone has coolers inside of the processor, which allow it to operate at much hotter temperatures, so it won't be. I'm hesitant. iPhone, I don't want to encourage them, but I've waited 3 years. I did not get a 15 or a 16. So, and I'm looking at the Samsungs, but I just can't switch because I got a Mac and it just works too good. I think in the next couple of years, this monopoly will be broken and it'll be easier to switch from one platform to another, I guess. Like the AirPods, or they work so well with the phone, with the computer, with the TV. It just kind of all just works so good. I'm not into the phone stuff yet, but yeah, I'll probably get that 17 Pro, and I hate myself for saying that. I'm into Apple more for the way it just connects with all the other stuff. But once we lose that, then I'll turn right to other stuff. I got, you know what I mean? Here's the infamous big camera, which I don't know is going to be here for a very long time. Do you guys see these two buildings here? They're going to be torn down, and there's going to be new stuff coming in here, and I don't know if big camera is going to be demolished and something new come. I really don't know, but I would expect in the next 10 years that this big camera is demolished and something else comes in and takes its place. Or maybe big camera rebuilds something, but this building goes back to like the early 1960s, I think, according to the style, and that is not up to standards for earthquakes. A lot of people have been asking me to talk about, this is on the news everywhere. All right, just to sum up, let's do a really quick check to see if the temperature has gone up or down. This manhole cover has been in the hot. Oh, let's check this one out here. This one's been in the heat for a lot longer. All right, so it's 140 degrees. 60 degrees Celsius. Holy mackerel. So that's the surface temperatures in Japan. Just the asphalt is close to the same as the manhole cover. And there is a breeze here. So Toyota will remain strong. I think Toyota did something super smart. All right. Toyota did something super smart. You want to hear it? I love the way sometimes these live streams meander. Hey, Pac Northwest, thank you. Get some electrolytes. I absolutely will. I'm gonna ride around and I might go get Kanai some lunch. It's lunchtime a little bit after. My girlfriend left Japan because of the wages were bad. Yeah, after returning from Japan and Canada back to Australia, many young Japanese are leaving Japan for work, for dollars and culture. You're right. Yeah, and this is, you know what? That's such a great comment and an example. Japan is having a really tough time finding English teachers. You want to know why? I don't think that the wage has really increased much since I came here in 1998. The base wage was 250,000 yen per month, which is average in Japan. New first-year workers get about 250 to maybe 30, like 10,000 yen a day, which is about $75 a day. All right, that's for new workers. You're getting about that. You're getting about $70 a day as a new English teacher here. That's not a lot of money to save. It was in 1998 when I came here, and I got bonuses because I worked my butt off. All right, so with the bonuses, I made an extra 50,000 yen. So it's about, yeah, 30 to 32,000 yen a month. So I was able to save quite a bit. Rent was subsidized, but still, I don't see, I think English teachers are going to be harder to recruit just because you don't save any money anymore. And you're living as almost working poor as an English teacher here. You really need to have some side gigs in order to make it work. Charging, you could double your money by doing like 1 or 2 hours of tutoring on the side, maybe 10 hours of tutoring on the side a week. You could double your income. So English teachers are going to have to do that, although that's somewhat illegal.